Hello again. Just wanted to give you a quick update on the reading quiz, things to think about, which I promised in the previous video. All right, so you've got, I want to minimize myself here for a second. So you're going to read Anderson chapter 17, and he talks, that is about revising drafts, and he talks about several different aspects. And we've already spoken a little bit about reading McMurray. It's short, just read the peer review section part of it, right, the first half of it. And then read Anderson chapter 4, and that is what's going to be basically on your quiz 3, just FYI. So you've got that. So anyway, all right, so I want to put myself back up here in the middle. Let me talk to you a little bit about a couple things here in Anderson. All right, so when you're reading Anderson chapter 17, I would make a specific note of the 3 activities of revising he talks about. He also talks about distancing yourself from your draft. And he talks about when you are a reviewer, there are strategies you can use to build a good relationship with the writer. You might note some of those things. When reading McMurray, he talks a lot about providing feedback and how to go about doing that. He says some of the similar things that Anderson says about praising and phrasing in ways that you can do it without being basically a jerk, right? And he also talks about when you provide, it's sometimes difficult when you're providing feedback not to think about your own preference. And he talks a little bit about this. If you're going to comment and it's commenting on your own preference, he explains, he says something about that, so you might want to make a note of that. McMurray also kind of notes he has a couple of bulleted point lists there where he talks about ways that are for peer reviewing that are very similar to Anderson, so you might want to note some of those. And then finally in Anderson chapter 4, planning for usefulness, and this is good not only in general but also for our think about our resumes. We think about anything that we write in technical communication. So he's going to talk about 2 concepts in there that I'd like you to pay attention to. He's going to talk about the bottom line, and then he's also going to talk about modular design. And those are kind of some interesting concepts that would be good to note in chapter 4. And then he's overall he's talking about the superstructure for proposals in general is kind of what he's using as his overall idea. But those superstructures will come more into play, I think, when we get into, because he's using this example here, and when it comes about proposals, we'll use that a lot in Project 3. But a lot of the basic concepts that he's talking about, things that when he talks about superstructures, we sometimes might use form, we might use specific genre, right? Certain things that we expect to see when we're reading a particular type of writing or whatever. So, all right, so those are some things to pay attention to for this week. So, all right, I think that's it for my videos for now. I'll be back with some more videos as we get close to the end of the week. We're thinking about revising our drafts after we've done some peer review and working on the quiz. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about submitting our resume and our cover letters later on. So I wish you all a most wonderful week. Take good care. Let me know if there's anything I can do. Bye.